KidNuz fans, did you know there's a way to hear the news without hearing ads? Parents and teachers can subscribe to Starglow Plus on Apple Podcasts to not only ditch the commercials, but also unlock access to future bonus episodes and other exclusives from the Starglow Media Network. That means ad-free listening of KidNuz every weekday, plus ad-free episodes of Mysteries About True Histories for riddle-obsessed adventurers, Girl Tales for a fun spin on fairy tales, Musicland Stories to help young music lovers catch the beat, and audiobooks adapted for young listeners with classic titles, including Little Women and Moby Dick. Visit starglowmedia.com/subscribe to sign up for Starglow Plus on Apple Podcasts or wherever you like to listen. That's starglowmedia.com/subscribe. Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Kim. Today is Wednesday, May 29th, 2024. And we begin with a typical teen reason why those killer whales may be ramming boats off Spain and Portugal. According to the International Whaling Commission, it's likely that the young orcas are simply engaging in high seas hijinks. The ocean is a very boring place for an animal, one of the researchers told USA Today, meaning these whales are like teenagers with too much time on their hands. Over the last 4 years, at least 700 vessels have been attacked, some to the point of sinking. But why is it happening now, seemingly all of a sudden? Because similar to young humans, these orcas are also into fads and want in on what their friends are doing. Case in point, in the late 1980s, when whales would reportedly carry salmon on their heads just because others were doing it. Whale expert Naomi Rose calls it a sign of intelligence. It's a very sophisticated thing to do something for no purpose other than that it amuses you. This was probably not that. Off the coast of Southern California, a shark aggressively bumped a surfer off his board. It happened Sunday evening in the waters off San Clemente. The surfer was rattled but not injured, made it to shore, and promptly told lifeguards that he saw a large object coming toward him in the moments before it struck. The interaction led to a 24-hour, 2-mile-long beach closure at the height of the holiday weekend. And while that shark encounter happened in California, another U.S. state has the dubious distinction of being named the shark attack capital of the world. Florida tops the list, according to that state's Museum of Natural History, with the area around Daytona Beach being a particular hotspot. Trailing far behind Florida in the worldwide rankings are Australia and South Africa at number 2 and 3. More into space than the sea? Love journalism? Now there's a chance to combine both. The Space Kids Press Squad is a national competition hosted by Space Kids Global to reinforce the importance of STEM. 8 U.S. students will be selected for an exclusive opportunity to interview astronauts and spacecraft designers, hunker down in mission control at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida for a Blue Origin blastoff, and receive press training from a real-life reporter. The founder of Space Kids Global is Blue Origin astronaut Sharon Hagel, who is particularly interested in developing more space queens.
It's very important that we ensure that girls are equally represented in the space industry. And what better way to make that happen than to make learning fun again and reach for those stars?
Entries are open to kids between 8 and 12 and must be received by Friday. We've put a link on our resource page at kidnuz.org with all the details. If your Memorial Day barbecue included hot dogs, you were not alone. Americans typically down 7 billion francs between Memorial Day and Labor Day, translating to 818 hot dogs every second, according to the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council. Which city relishes hot dogs the most? Surprisingly, that would be health-conscious Los Angeles, followed by New York and Dallas. How best to end the school year on a high note? For one Missouri fifth grader, it meant paying off the lunch debt for all his fellow students in the town of Blue Springs. Dakin Kramer believes no kid should have debt tied to their name or be kept from prom or graduation because of their family's financial situation. So, using his mom's Facebook account, he launched a fundraiser and challenged friends, family, and local businesses to donate what they could. Within 2 weeks, Dakin raised $7,300, double his goal, allowing him to chip away at the debt at his town's high school as well. His classmates were wowed, and school staff paid his kindness forward by creating an annual award in Dakin's name to give to future fifth graders interested in a lasting legacy. His message to them and others?
The important thing is to be kind because you're a compassionate person and not someone just doing it for attention.
That's good advice for adults as well. Congratulations, Dakin. Still to come, one of MLB's biggest ball players steps up to help a stranger score a prom date. But first, today's KidNuz quiz. What's the new theory about why orcas are ramming boats near Spain? That they're doing it for fun. Where did a shark bump a surfer off his board? In Southern California. Americans eat how many hot dogs between Memorial Day and Labor Day? 7 billion. A Missouri fifth grader raised money to do what? Wipe out the lunch debt for his entire school. In today's KidNuz kicker, he may be a big league baseball star, but Bryce Harper apparently remembers the stress of getting that prom date ask just right. So when a local teenager, whose would-be date is a huge Phillies fan, got up the courage to randomly ring the slugger's doorbell and see if he could help in any capacity, Mr. Harper tentatively obliged. At first, he just asked Jake Portella for his contact information so he could reach out later. Then, as the teen walked away, Bryce said, "What if we do it right now?" And so they did. With an iPhone catching the action, Bryce and Jake walked up to Julia Leonetti's door, who was left in tears and in shock when Bryce popped the question on Jake's behalf. The star player has since downplayed his generosity of time, saying he was just trying to help a brother out. Before we go, we want to say hello to our KidNuz teachers, Mrs. Smith and her Spartans at Wilson in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Mrs. Edenborough and her Tigers at Academy in Guymon, Oklahoma. And a shout out to Miss Crawford's class at River Islands Technology Academy in Lathrop, California. Continue being amazing. Remember, Raptors roar. Thanks for listening. Please rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll see you back here for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.